Trauma reshapes the inner world long before it visibly impacts the outer one. It changes the way a person thinks, feels, interprets events, and responds to stress. Many people try to outrun their painful memories, yet those memories remain stored in the nervous system, waiting for acknowledgement and integration. This is where storytelling and journaling come into the picture. They are simple practices with ancient roots, yet they hold immense power to heal the emotional wounds that linger beneath the surface. Storytelling is not merely the act of recounting experiences. It is the process of giving shape to chaos. Traumatic events often feel fragmented, like scattered pieces of a puzzle with no coherent picture. When a person begins to tell their story, whether aloud or on paper, the fragments gradually come together. Thoughts gain structure, emotions gain names, and memories gain clarity. It becomes possible to examine what happened without becoming overwhelmed by it. Journaling works in a similar way, yet it offers something uniquely personal. A journal creates a safe space where judgment does not exist. It becomes a private container for thoughts that have remained unspoken for years. Many people find that when they write freely, their mind reveals truths it once tried to hide. This process helps reduce the intensity of emotional pain, because acknowledging emotions often diffuses their power. What was once terrifying becomes manageable. What once felt confusing becomes understandable. There is also a physiological side to this. Researchers studying trauma and recovery have found that expressive writing lowers stress hormones, stabilizes mood, and improves immune function. When individuals write about emotionally significant events, the brain begins to process them in a more organized way. Regions responsible for emotional regulation become more active, while fear-driven regions become less dominant. In simple terms, journaling helps the brain rewire itself for calm rather than chaos. Storytelling also strengthens resilience. When someone tells their story, they shift from being a passive victim of events to becoming the narrator of their own journey. Narrators have perspective. Narrators have choice. Narrators have agency. By telling the story, a person begins to understand that trauma is part of their past, not the dictator of their future. This shift can feel subtle at first, yet it carries immense psychological power. It transforms the way individuals see themselves. There is another dimension to storytelling: connection. Humans are wired for emotional bonding, and trauma often isolates people. When individuals share their story with someone they trust, the isolation begins to dissolve. The simple response, "I understand you," can create emotional relief that years of silence could never offer. This does not mean that everyone must share deeply personal stories publicly. Sometimes, telling a story to one safe person is enough to spark healing. Journaling can also help uncover patterns. Trauma often shapes inner narratives that repeat throughout life. For example, someone who experienced abandonment might repeatedly write about a fear of being left behind. Someone who faced criticism might notice a recurring inner voice that questions their worth. By seeing these patterns on paper, individuals gain the chance to challenge them. They begin to ask, is this belief true, or is it an echo of my past? This awareness becomes the foundation for emotional transformation. Creativity also plays a major role. Storytelling and journaling allow emotions to flow in metaphors, symbols, and imagery. Instead of directly confronting painful memories, a person can write them through characters, fictional scenes, or symbolic descriptions. This creates emotional distance, making it easier to process difficult experiences at a gentle pace. Many therapists use this method because it allows individuals to engage with their trauma without feeling overwhelmed. One of the most powerful aspects of both storytelling and journaling is that they allow individuals to rewrite their narrative. Trauma creates a story filled with fear, shame, or helplessness. Healing allows for a new story, one filled with strength, survival, and meaning. People often discover that they are far stronger than they once believed. Journaling captures that evolution. A person can look back at older pages and see how far they have come. This visible progress builds confidence and hope. Healing from trauma is not a straight line. It involves setbacks, emotional waves, and moments of clarity followed by confusion. Yet storytelling and journaling act as anchors. They provide a consistent space to return to whenever the inner world feels chaotic. They help individuals slow down, reflect, release emotions, and rebuild their identity. Ultimately, storytelling and journaling are not just healing techniques. They are acts of reclaiming one's life. They allow individuals to honor their pain, express their truth, and create meaning out of suffering. When a person writes their story, they are not only healing themselves, they are shaping the wisdom they will carry into the rest of their life.
Remember, Real change begins with small, consistent actions, just like hitting that like button or subscribing right now. Join the Micro Habits community and grow with us.